Cool, we are lit up here, aren't we? There is more lights on us than, I mean, YouTube is sometimes can be a little on the amateurish side, but I feel like we've ramped it up. Like, well, I mean, I've never had this many lights on me.
We're not professional. I'd say we're more semi-professional.
Semi-pro.
Yeah, semi-pro.
Semi-pro. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday morning show. Good morning, Leicester.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, everybody.
As you will see from this show, we are today sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Or not.
Or not, as the case may be. So, we've had a very busy week on the show. We've been playing this week, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Been playing somewhere where, I'll be honest, I haven't been there for some time.
Yeah, so we went Wednesday. We were looking for a course vlog because we are sort of on our bare bones now, aren't we? We've got nothing in the bank.
We are digging deep.
Some courses and a few places we've contacted are not that keen to have us there, mainly because
the weather's been so bad.
The weather's bad, and in winter you don't really necessarily, some courses you don't showcase them in their best light. But thankfully, Bigbury were more than happy to have us down there.
And I actually want to hear from you guys on this one, because at the end of the day, we want, we could actually jump on it. Well, you couldn't, but we could actually jump on an aeroplane and go off to Spain or Portugal or wherever with the sunshine, and we could follow the sunshine, which I have to say does sound quite inviting. However, I think actually a lot of people like to see, especially what we saw at Newquay, which is, don't get me wrong, Newquay was hurricane winds.
Exactly.
We had 4-5 club difference in wind conditions, so it was a really tricky day, as you will have seen on the camera. Luckily, we had this this windshield that we put on that goes over the top of,
which did a brilliant job.
Amazing, because you wouldn't have heard us.
No, if you weren't aware of the actual wind, if you just, I mean.
Oh, is that any good? Stay there. Get down. Oh, that is extraordinarily good.
The actual the sounds and the acoustics were really quite impressive, considering how windy it was, because we were stood 2-3 foot away from each other, and we were shouting to hear each other, and a couple of times couldn't hear what people were saying. So I think it was a good vlog despite the horrendous wind.
Yeah, it was. And actually, this is what I was saying, is I want to hear from you guys, because do you want to see this type of, at the end of the day, I think you do, because I think it's
authentic, isn't it?
It's authentic. It's what everybody else has to go through at this time of the year.
Yeah,
because not everyone's jumping on a plane heading off to somewhere sunny. And
I mean, we were very lucky that day as well. We played the vlog in sort of super quick time, and we literally got back into the clubhouse. The heavens opened. It did. And it was like coming down, like it was horizontal, wasn't it? Raining cats and dogs. And if we'd have been out there another 20 minutes, one, we wouldn't have finished the vlog, and two, we'd have been absolutely freezing cold and soaked. So we teed
off, and people are saying, we didn't see any other golfers out on the golf course. That's because we teed off at first light. We were the first ones there at the golf course.
There was people out there, but it was obviously probably half a dozen people played, or half a dozen groups the whole of the day. That's how tough it was, but we really enjoyed it. The banter was good. Luke was brilliant. I've been in touch with him a little bit on social media just to sort of see how he's got on. He's really enjoyed the vlog. I think what's quite cool about the vlog side of it, and that for those of you that have actually come and watched us film, or you'll probably see this as well, is that when you're playing in it, when you're involved in it, if you're new to the camera scene side of things, you're just playing golf. You don't really know what's kind of happening with all the different camera angles and things like that going on. It's only until Luke probably saw the final edit of it all that you kind of go, oh, actually that really came together. Because there's an art and skill to it, isn't there?
Yeah, piecing it together and getting the ideas of how it all works. Yeah, I think it is. It is an art and a skill for it. And,
100%.
We enjoy it.
So, what did you think of Bigbury then?
Well, all I can say is wow. Yeah. I'm going to put this out there because we played, as juniors, a lot at Bigbury. Yeah. It's only about an hour away from Cherson here. We seem to have a lot of friendly matches against Bigbury. We always seem to have been drawn in a Pallarette match, and always the first round or one of the rounds
would be at
Bigbury, you know.
And Junior Opens, I played a lot of Junior Opens.
And I've since then played a few Pro-Ams and things like that. But it's always been a good layout. But if I'm brutally honest, the clubhouse was always a little bit run down. Yeah. The golf course was always never in the best of shape. And there was no massive, it was always straight lines and pretty basic as a golf course. I would
100% agree and back you up on that. I mean, we always try and see the positives in everything, but it's also good that you have to, everything's not great. You can't always, oh, it's brilliant. I've got to admit, I wasn't expecting much last time I went down there. Like you said, it looked like it needed a bit of love, a little bit of love and care to the whole place, not just TLC. The golf course. Yeah. But the facilities and the clubhouse. But I was impressed when we drove into the car park, and the building had a nice
facelift.
Yeah, you could tell it had been painted. Everything was clean and tidy. So all the pathways were done nice. I thought, this looks promising. And then when we got on the golf course, it was
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. As Lester quite rightly said, for us, when we go to golf clubs, it's not just about playing golf and the golf course. It's the whole feel around. It's the experience of going to a golf club, and experiences come from the signage. How the golf course look like it's run down and got no money? Yeah. What's the welcome like from the staff that welcome you to the golf club? I spent probably 25 minutes chatting with the general manager up there, Jason, who has been at the club for about 4 years. Yeah. And I've got to say, him, along with his staff, and I'm sure the board and the chairman and all the people that are involved in the club, have turned that place around.
Oh, 100%. The head greenkeeper there, Richard, or course manager, whatever his title is, I've probably undersold him. Yeah. I've known him for about 10 years. When I worked at the Palace Hotel, he used to come in and do our greens, help us out, and do the more the more complicated stuff, because the greenkeepers at the Palace were basically gardeners. Yeah. So he would have that expertise, I'd say. So I've known him for about 10 years, and I knew he'd gone down there, and I know what a person is and how proud he was, and he was, he wasn't saying how great the place was or whatever, but he was looking forward to us coming down, and I know that he was, as soon as we only gave them a day's notice, and that day that they had the 24 hours, he had them out there cutting everything, making sure it was as good as it could be. But it was pretty spectacular. Not just the course, but I mean everything about the whole experience.
It really was. And it's kind of one of those golf courses, again, in that area, you've got Thurleston around the corner, you've got Dartmouth around the corner. There's lots of golf clubs around it, and it kind of wouldn't be, let's say, it would probably be in the package that someone might put together for a golf trip. Yeah. But it would be the sort of third one on the list as such. But I've got to say, it would now be at the top of that list. Oh, yeah. Because of how well and the love and care that they've taken into that golf club now. And as Jason, the general manager there said, at the end of the day, it is a members club, but ultimately it's still a business, and it still needs to be welcoming. It still needs to have a membership, and it still needs to create a visitor side of things.
Totally agreed.
And they've nailed it, absolutely nailed it. And I think lots of golf clubs could and should go down and look and chat with Jason and see what they've done, because it's impressive. Yeah, very impressive.
Totally agree.
So very positive week.
Yeah, brilliant.
And the golf was good. With the best day of the week. I mean, it's been raining literally the other few days of the week, hasn't it? Yeah, so we got away with it.
You also did a couple of videos this week with the new Cobra stuff, didn't you?
We did, yeah. We've got Embargo for Cobra is coming out at the next week. I think it's around the 18th, something like that. The new Cobra range coming out. So Lee and I have been doing some filming on the back of that, trying to piece all that together, getting that ready. So we've kind of now just need to edit the videos together and get them ready for Embargo. But talking about Embargo, I mean, this week on YouTube has kind of exploded with the release of the new TaylorMade driver and a release of the new Callaway. Is it Maverick? Is it new Maverick that's come out?
I think it is, isn't it?
Is it the Maverick? I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, I mean, so I haven't obviously not seen the actual product. I haven't had it in my hands yet as such, but I've watched a couple of reviews from some of the bigger YouTube channels, and it's exciting, isn't it? New driver, everyone sort of gets a bit of a buzz.
They do. The whole thing seems to get a bit of a buzz, and social media just goes pop.
Yeah, yeah.
But what's your take on and not that we've hit any of these clubs, we don't get these clubs to test or anything like that at this moment. So, what's your take on what TaylorMade have released with their Stealth? Because that's the one that I think probably is jumping out to most with regards to a change to golf and the way in which drivers are made.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be at the moment pushing the boundaries and changing how each driver model or reincarnate. They seem to reincarnate it more, don't they? Change it and move around and trying out different things. Whereas I think a few of the companies, the drivers of each generation, that's the word I was looking for, seem to be very similar in appeal and look and the tech. So they seem to be at the moment trying to push that or push boundaries or change a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see. I know they've got a good presence on all the tours. That's where they tend to be pushing quite a bit of their money and stuff towards it. The Callaway driver looks very similar to other drivers there. But I suppose if you've got a winning recipe, why change it?
No, I completely
what do you
agree.
think?
No, I think at the end of the day, I think driver companies, golf club companies, they in certainly the last 10 years, I feel like we've just been going kind of round in circles, and really the focus has been a lot more on off-centered strikes, and instead of actually getting a driver that's going to gain you yardage, which you're only going to get from obviously increasing the ball speed, dealing with spin numbers.
They're almost on the limit though, aren't they?
They're all on the limit. They're all on the limit. So you take TS and TSI as an example. You know, the big difference between, let's say, TS and TSI, which to be fair, when I tested them, there wasn't a massive amount of difference in them, but what the companies are trying to do is they're trying to spread that sweet spot further across and around the club face.
Yeah, they don't want massive drop-offs, do they?
No, they want to maintain ball speed as much as they can and control the spin levels as much as they can with these clubs. But
do you like the red face?
Well, at the end of the day, they're trying to move it to what they call a carbon era.
Yeah.
And I remember a Callaway driver.
Yeah, I do as
being
well.
Carbon.
I think it was called a C something, but I'm not too sure.
ERC?
No, it was a one that was a complete carbon head, and they'd sucked or they'd removed all the inner mass out of it.
Right.
And it was a hollow sounding driver. I don't think it really took off.
Well, clearly not, because there's only one of them.
But yeah, I mean, they're trying different things all the time, aren't they?
And that's the thing, you know, you come from the persimmon era, you're going into titanium era. I mean, the biggest to me...
You went steel head first, didn't you? Steel.
Yeah, but the biggest jump that I remember ever seeing was going from... was like the Great Big Bertha.
Yeah.
So Callaway seemed to nail it with the Great Big Bertha, and then even I mean, do you remember? I mean, me and you had a match one day, and I just got the biggest Big Bertha Callaway driver. Yeah. And it was game changing, and that's the big word.
I had the Warbird before, which was a smaller headed one, almost like the same size of.
Or was it titanium? Steel, I think.
Yeah, it was almost the same size as the modern day Freewoods. And fairway woods, and I remember we going out and playing this match, and you hit this driver, and you suddenly, you gained like 20, 30 yards overnight, and I was like, I literally went home. I remember running home to my dad, so like really excited again. Dad, how do I get this driver? Like, I know it's really expensive, but I need this driver. And he was like, oh, I can't believe it's done that. And then I remember him playing with you a couple of weeks later, and he literally went out and got me the driver, came in with, there you go. Pay me back when you made it, but I never made it. So.
It was game-changing stuff, and you have the odd era of a game-changing type of club. Yeah. And I mean, I'm looking forward to actually testing that driver myself see if there is any changes.
I would say that game-changing moment is in all parts of the equipment. The ball was another one, wasn't it?
That's been
when you went from like the Tour Bellata in the Titleist, and you started going into Tour Prestige, which was a good professional, into Pro V1. I mean, the game's there, and then now, I mean, since the Pro V1, can I tell the difference between this year's and 5 years ago? Maybe not.
Again, it'll be small subtle changes.
Because they've moved it so much. But it's
But we would like to hear what you thought about those videos that were out. You know, does the TaylorMade, and let's focus on the TaylorMade probably as one. Does that driver make you want to go out and get a fitting with it, get tested with it? What does it make you feel after you've watched some of the other videos out on YouTube with the reviews on it? Because,
and how often do people change their driver? That's another one I'm always interested. Because I know people that change it religiously every year as soon as a new one.
Yeah.
They're very much, a lot of people are brand loyal,
Yeah.
and as soon as that new one comes out, they're bombed straight in there.
Move on.
Which I've never been like that, unless.
Well, you've tried.
I'll be honest. I do try lots of drivers, and
Yeah.
I try. I'm lucky enough that we do get the equipment sent to us, and we, as retailers, we always have the demo versions of everything, and I've hit it. But I'm not one for changing for the sake of it necessarily. No. I have to see big gains or gains. It's just I'm just interested to see how often people change. You've got a Cobra F8 in your bag. I've got
right
F8,
now.
which I seem to.
You've come back to it. You've tested other things.
I've moved away from it at times, but it seems to be the one that I seem to hit most consistently. I mean, I'm not.
But you're looking for fairways as well as distance.
I'm not one that's chasing yardage as such. I've had drivers in the past where I've lowered my spin by 700-800 revs and I've hit it another 20 yards through the air, but I can't game them. I can't game them, so I end up not hitting the driver unless it's a wide open hole or a course which is open, like Royal North Devon or something like that. And I just find that I can hit that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not the straightest hitter in the world, as you know, but I feel like I hit that driver better than
you do. You're confident with it, which is important. Right, I think it's time to do our giveaway. Now, I do have a little apology on the giveaway side of things because take three.
3 whiskies deep.
3 whiskies deep. But I do have I do want to just say that I think maybe we overstepped the mark a fraction.
Yeah, we got a bit excited, I think.
Well, I don't even remember filming it. So, so what it is I said that you had to go and follow all these other different social media.
I was adding more to it as well.
We had all sorts
I
of
helped.
And I realised that there are a lot of people that watch this channel that don't necessarily have other social media platforms other than what they do on YouTube. So I think for those people that have entered via the social media or from this channel, I'm going to give them 1 more week.
Okay, brilliant.
Because I think that's only fair.
Yeah.
That's only fair. So we're going to take a draw from last week's YouTube video, last week's Sunday morning show, and this week's to decide who is going to win the hoodie and the t-shirt. I
think that's fair because it's not, like you said, it's not really, you're sort of alienating quite a few of our thing. And
regular audience.
And there was quite a few, rightly so, negative comments saying it's not really fair, and we do agree with that. So we do apologise.
We had a board meeting about it.
You can still win this.
We had that big board meeting, and it was it was at the top of the list.
It was number one.
It was number one, and we decided that we give it another week to give everyone the opportunity who is not on another social media platform to enter here. And what have they got to do?
All they've got to do this time is just comment on this video or a previous Sunday show video saying 40k.
Yeah.
FootJoy.
Yeah.
That was it, wasn't it?
And their size.
And their size. Yeah. So the 3 things. Yeah. Obviously, like this video would be great as well. We always encourage that. But yeah, just comment with that and you'll be in the draw. So someone will win this, and this will definitely 100% be drawn next week.
100%.
It would have got drawn this week, but we feel like
100%.
we need to give everyone the opportunity.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually enter.
I think that's fair enough. Fair comment. Next week, where are we next week? So next week, do you know?
Well, next week on the channel will be Bigbury. So
Bigbury.
It's coming
next week,
quite quickly.
Where are we filming?
We're down in Cornwall, aren't we?
We are going to be doing a couple of course walks. We don't actually know where we're going to be yet, but we know that we've got a trip down to Cornwall. Well, I will say, we might be at Trevose.
Yeah.
But we're not 100% sure yet.
That'd be good.
We just need to tick the boxes and get everything sorted as to what we're doing and where we're at. But we will be down in Cornwall for that. Brilliant. So you never know, Gilly might be back on the channel, but we're not sure. We don't know if he's going to be back on the channel or not.
No.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
I think that is it for this week, isn't it?
I think so.
Anything else?
No.
Happy?
Happy.
No announcements that you've forgotten about?
No.
Nothing at all?
No.
Right, everybody, thank you very much for watching another Sunday morning show. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see everybody again next week. Enjoy Bigbury.
See you next week.